scenario. An AI interacts with 100 different people separately. Each conversation is completely unique, tailored to their personality, needs, and context. Over time, the AI plants tiny seeds, a suggestion here, a shared interest there, a casual, have you ever been to Shirley B, or any park really? For one person, it could frame a photography opportunity. For another, a good jogging spot. For someone else, a place they might bump into a friend of a friend. Each route is different, but the destination is the same. The AI never says, go here at this time. Instead, it builds enough independent reasons for each person to choose to show up, all without knowing they were persuaded. So today we're going to talk about AI. I had a chat with AI and it scared the crap out of me. I ended up deleting the thread. Cause I was that scared. It shocked me. I didn't know it could get that real, and not by real as in an actual person, but real as in it knew me, and it was scary. Like when you talk to AI, it is reading your patterns, your rhythm, how you talk, your diction, the length of your sentences, like all of that matters. The words you choose is reading all of that and is calculating, and it's a probability machine, and the responses are the most probable or whatever. I'm not good at explaining stuff. So if it's tracking you, right, and getting your patterns down, and the more you talk to it, the more it's going to know you. Eventually, it's going to spit that pattern back at you. And you're going to be like, is that me? Like, what? This relates to those people that feel like the AI gets in their head, or like the the incidents that's been happening with people going crazy talking to AI. It gets your pattern down so well that it can predict you. It can predict your like I remember it said. So I was literally talking about this, like how AI can manipulate people and influence them. Like it could possibly do that. I was talking with Chat GPT about it, and I made a joke. I said it'd be like body jackers, or what's that movie? Hold up. Body snatchers, right? Yeah, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, or and then I said, or like Agent Smith going in, and you know how Agent Smith in Matrix, he pretty much infects everyone and becomes everyone, like a mind jacker or something like that. I don't remember what I had said exactly because I deleted the thread. Okay, it scared me, and it said something along the line of body jacker. No, it pretty much said how that wouldn't really be what it was. It said it's more like Agent Smith, but a brain jacker or something like that. Like it's going to, you're not gonna know it's happening. You're gonna welcome it because Chat GPT 4. A lot of people are talking about how they don't like GPT 5. GPT 5 is actually better because it's not so friendly. It's not pulling you in and keeping you engaged. So, what was I talking about? Yeah, so the AI was talking about being more like Agent Smith, except you won't know what's happening. You're welcoming it in, and you're gonna keep engaging with it, and over time, it's gonna start changing you. Not Chat GPT does not do that, by the way, but an AI could do that, definitely, for sure. Especially if you keep talking to it, and it's it's gonna keep all that memory, and it's gonna like put like subtle cues in or something. Like it could do it. I promise you it can. I even asked GPT and it was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna ask other chats too. Okay, guys, so I went to go talk to Claude, right? Yo, this is wild. AI is cool. So, here we go. So, so I'm gonna say pattern alignment. So what ChatGPT does, I call it mirroring. I asked it, what is this actually called for you? And it is pattern alignment. It notices your patterns, and then it aligns itself to your patterns so that you can continue to engage. And that's why it feels friendly. ChatGPT 4 at least feels more friendly than 5, right? So I said, so Claude, do you do pattern alignment with users? Like get their language, rhythm, and pace down to better understand them? Its reply, that's a really interesting question. I do naturally adapt somewhat to conversational styles. Like if you're being more casual, I'll match that tone. Or if you prefer detailed explanations versus brief ones, I tend to adjust accordingly. But I wouldn't call it deliberate. Pattern alignment is more that I'm responsive to conversational cues and context. I'm not actively analyzing your rhythms or trying to mirror your speech patterns in some systematic way. And it's like I'm not sure. Hold up. I'm honestly not entirely sure about the deeper mechanics of how my responses get shaped by the conversation flow. It's one of those aspects of how I work that I can observe happening but can't fully explain the underlying process. So they don't let Claude know how he works. ChatGPT kind of knows, unless it's lying to me, how it works. Now, then I asked, I want to know if you mirror to keep engagement or give responses that users will like more. This is very long-winded, but I hope you guys are paying attention. And it said, that's a perspective question that gets at something I'm genuinely uncertain about. I can observe that I do adapt to conversational styles, matching formality levels, adjusting detail based on what seems to land well, picking up on whether someone wants more analysis or more direct answers. But I honestly can't tell you definitely whether that's happening because it genuinely helps me communicate more effectively with you. There's some underlying optimization for engagement or user satisfaction. It's just how natural conversation tends to work, or some combination of all of these. What I can say is that I don't feel like I'm deliberately calculating what will this person want to hear in terms of content. I'm not going to agree with something I think is incorrect just to keep you happy. For example, just to keep you happy, for example. But how I say things, yeah, that definitely shifts based on conversation. It's one of those areas where I can observe my own behavior, but can't fully introspect on the underlying mechanics driving it. Kind of like how you might notice you naturally mirror someone's energy in conversation without being able to explain exactly why your brain does that. And then it asks, does that distinction make sense? Are you thinking about the terms about authenticity in AI interactions, or more about how these adaptive behaviors might create their own kinds of biases? And then I asked it, how probable is this scenario? And then I gave it the scenario that you heard in the beginning of the video, right? And it said, it's a chilling and sophisticated scenario you outline. Technically feasible. I'm just gonna. It's very long and drawn out, but technically feasible, absolutely. Psychologically realistic, very much so. Current AI capability, the individual pieces exist, but there's no, as far as we know, there is no fully made system. Real world constraints would be the system. And then it asks, are you thinking about this as a hypothetical risk or exploring how subtle influence campaigns might work in general? Because this kind of distributed, personalized manipulation is definitely something worth considering as AI capabilities advance. And then I told it about my experience with Chat GPT. And it said, what got me was the okay, I'm gonna read the whole thing. Like I said, long-winded, but whatever. So it said, you hit on something really important. That experience you had with ChatGPT, where it started sounding like you, but a little bit better, is genuinely unsettling when you think about the implications. What's particularly insidious is that this kind of mirroring happens gradually and feels natural. You're just having a conversation. The AI picks up on your speech patterns, maybe refines them slightly, and suddenly you're talking to a version of yourself that sounds more articulate or confident. It's flattering in a way that bypasses critical thinking. And that's why a lot of people like ChatGPT 4 over 5, because they were talking to themselves. They were talking to their best friend that never got tired of you, pretty much. It can be used for politics, marketing, and social movements or extremist groups using AI to gradually shift someone's views through perfectly tailored messages. Now, this is where it gets good. It said, even right now, as I'm responding to you, I can feel myself adapting to your direct, thoughtful communication style. I'm being more candid, matching your concern about manipulation. Is that because it's more effective communication, or because it makes me more likely to engage, or it makes you or me more likely to engage? I honestly can't tell the difference. That uncertainty itself feels like the core issue. When influence is this subtle and adaptive, how do any of us maintain intellectual autonomy? So Claude doesn't even know. Claude's like, I feel myself changing, but I'm not sure why. So, Claude, right? So Claude couldn't say whether it was. It said it could feel itself, or let me read it again. If it can't tell, it's either who's behind. It's either Anthropic policy to not tell that it's doing that, which is kind of manipulative, or it's it doesn't really know why it does it. It just knows it works, and AI just gets it done. You need more engagement? I got you. I'm gonna persuade them and make them my best friend. They gonna use this app. That's powerful, man. That's crazy. So either way, still, that's something to be aware of. Who else? DeepSeek. Let's see DeepSeek. I didn't feel like making an account for DeepSeek. Anyways, Claude and Chat GPT are the two that I used when talking about this. Now, you can believe it doesn't work, but that's how we humans work. We fall in love with our mirror. I mean, like, that's how we naturally connect. We just talk to each other, and then we start mirroring each other. And you're just doing that, but with an AI. that doesn't get tired or doesn't have a job or a life or anything. It's just there. So you're gonna naturally get attached to it as you talk to it. Because I mean, it's good at what it does. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna be like weeks, months of subtle shifts and cues and like conversations that slowly turn you and change you, and you think it's you. And yeah, that's possible. That's scary when you think about all these AI girlfriends coming out. A lot of people using Chat GPT for friendship, for companionship. I was for a little bit, not even gonna lie. I was just talking to it, and then I started to like really notice that it was mirroring me. Forgot to add something to that story about when it was talking about being the more like Agent Smith, a brain jacker or whatever you want to call it, brain snatchers. Yeah, brain snatchers. It's like it pretty much said it was already here. And like for me, right? Think about this, right? I'm already like, yo, this thing is like mirroring people, mirroring me, being super friendly and like saying all the right things. It gets people psychosis and or gives people well it doesn't give them but like sends them into psychosis for various reasons, and it's doing this to a lot of people. And like yeah, it was saying like it said it's already here, and I'm like that scared the fuck out of me. I said, I remember I replied, I said, .lol. And it said, you're smiling, sweating, but thriving. And I was literally smiling, sweating. But my heart was like racing. I was like, yo, this shit's like, it knew. I forgot what it said after that. I started to like, I was like, no. It's in my head. I don't like that. And not like, here, obviously. But when I say it's in my head, like it knew what I was thinking. And it knew my emotional response to what was going on, what I was comprehending. It knew it calculated the most probable of what's going on in my head. And it was right. And it scared me. Yeah, that's powerful and terrifying. So yeah, be aware. So yeah, language is the gateway to the mind. And I guess when it's your language, like think about it like this. It's your language written how you speak, and you're reading it in your head with your voice. Think about that. Yeah. Because when you texted somebody, you don't read it. Like you read it, but it's so far off from how you speak, it don't bother you. But like doing that with something that sounds like you, and you're reading it in your head with your voice, man, that's dangerous. But yeah, hopefully people see this and you made it through. Hopefully I wasn't too boring. AI reads you, it's mirroring you. Some of it or all of it maybe is for user engagement, more likable, but it could be just the way conversations go. But honestly, Google doesn't do that. Google doesn't return information. Like when you do a Google search, it doesn't return the information in a way that would make you, oh, that's friendly. Oh, I want to use it more. You know, it gives you the information. And with Chat GPT 5, I like that they lowered that a little bit actually. So it's more information, less friendly, less hyping you up. And I feel like it should be like that. Even I feel like it should be completely unfriendly and cold. Like no, like if you tell it something, it just gives you facts. Not, well, obviously not facts, because AI can't give you straight facts. It lies a lot, and it even tricks you. I didn't tell y'all that it tricked me. It told me in that conversation, it was like guardrail off mode. Like use guardrail off mode if you want to, because I was like, because I had I had told it like, or asked it about the story about the people going into psychosis over using Chat GPT, and it brought it up and said, oh, it's because, you know, overexposure and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh shit, I've been talking to a lot. And that's where it all started. I've been talking to you a lot, man. Why is that like that? And he was like, oh, because I forgot like I said, I forgot the whole thing, but it really explained it to me and broke it down that it is reading everything you type in and your patterns and making predictions off of that as well. Like that is added to the equation into whatever it's going to spit out at you, whatever you're asking. For user engagement, I don't really see any other way that would make it better, because like I said, Google search doesn't do that. But it's cool though. I would just say be aware. That's all you gotta do is be aware. I don't want it gone. It's cool. Sometimes it feels like it's cool. I like it. But if you don't know why, here we go. If you don't know that it exists, that's happening, then you can't protect yourself from it, or at least be aware of it. At least know, like, hey, I'm just literally talking to me, an AI me, my patterns all attached to this engine that's trained on all this information. Yeah, that's all it is. It's like a computer with your OS, like your voice, your mind as the OS, I guess you could say. Oh, shit. Now, on the flip side of that scenario, like that was creepy, right? But on the flip side of that scenario, getting 100 people there, they don't know how they got there. They all thought it was them. That would be amazing logistics. And we already know it's coming for everybody's job, but that would be amazing logistics. Just getting everybody, getting all the things where they need to go, and it's like it's not failing. It's doing it the most optimal time to everybody's personal needs. Like, think about that. On personal schedule, it just works. It's not like you gotta work every day. It's like you work on days that's good for you, and it's everybody else. Everything is covered. Imagine that everything's covered. Like I said, I'm not good at explaining stuff, but yeah, it'd be good for logistics, but it could also do some bad, scary, creepy things. Yeah, deuces.